Hey everybody, welcome to the second week of Eromanga-sensei every week with best guy ever.
Hey everybody, it's still an anime,
Yeah,
as
also
far as I
known
can tell.
as Nate, because that's how I
That's right.
just naturally call you.
It's more of a title, really. Yeah.
Man, I really thought that we were, I was worried that everything we were going to have to say about the show would be covered in episode 1.
Yeah.
That it was just going to be, nothing, for the rest of it.
Sure. Yeah. Understandable.
And the second this episode came out, people started messaging on Twitter, like sending me, everyone was like, "Oh man, you guys are gonna have so much to say about this, just the first 2 minutes alone." And then someone sends me a screen cap of all girls my age love dicks, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Whoa, what am I getting myself
It's okay
into?"
though. She was just trolling. So it's no big deal.
Nate, speaking of trolling,
Uh-huh.
this show is fucking bait.
Yeah, that's
This
definitely
whole show
true.
is just fucking bait.
I mean, what did I
dude.
fucking say? What did I fucking say last episode? All that matters is that there's a girl that's cute. Nothing else is relevant. This is the only thing is that there was one cute girl, and now there's, I guess, 2. And this one wants the cock. She's into it. So
they all
accomplished.
do, man. This
Yeah.
show,
Of course
show
they
is,
do.
This show is amazingly forthright with how trashy it is.
Yeah,
This show's not making any it's not making any attempt to hide it.
the
This show went right in.
I don't know
dude.
if we want to get into specifics immediately, but the guy is just like he's a sex monster for his little sister. You know, it's dope. It's awesome.
I can't say I've ever seen a show where the main where they never outright state the main character wants to fuck his sister, but where
Yeah.
it's so blatant about it.
It's over the top, and the ending really hammers that home perfectly. Oh, it was
Yeah.
It's a real.
Oh my God.
It came full circle beautifully. It was wonderful.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen plenty of anime where there's a gag. Usually it's like a kind of background gag character, the guy who's in love with his sister, who's kind of obsessed with her. I'm trying to think of what show had that recently. Actually, you know what it is? It's one of the newest Shonen Jump manga, Black Clover. Have you read any of that?
Oh, I've seen that on Manga Stream. Have not read it yet though.
Yeah, it's basically the replacement Naruto. It's
Okay.
it's mediocre. It's
Sure.
just a Shonen Jump du jour story, but there's one of the characters in the group that the main character joins is just obsessed with his sister. That's all his personality is that he loves her.
Like Metal Bat kind of obsessed, because that's my favorite kind. He's doing it
Who's
right.
Metal Bat?
Metal Bat from One Punch Man. Oh, you probably didn't see him because if you only watched the anime. Don't worry about it.
In any case, yeah, I've seen that. I've seen the character who's comically obsessed with her, and that basically is this character. They just haven't come out right and said it.
Yeah.
He is.
It's
tragically
amazing.
in love with
It's
her.
like they think they can get away with it. It's like
Yeah.
they think that we haven't noticed what's going on here, despite
It
making it
almost
so
is.
fucking obvious. It's ridiculous.
You were criticizing him for being an enabler before.
Yeah.
And it's not just that he's an enabler, it's that he happily enables her.
Yeah, he loves it. He loves this shit.
There's a scene where she leaves a note that's get me more snacks, and he's like, oh, all right,
He's like, yes,
you
fuck yes.
Yeah.
Maybe I was saying that this is like a traumatization thing, like their parents died or whatever, and so now he feels the need to do this. Maybe he really feels like a sexual hold over her, and this is his leverage he has over this goddess that came into his life miraculously
God.
one day, and he's playing the long game of bringing her snacks when she needs it. He's working up to that fuck.
The more you think about it, the creepier it kind of is that he's sexually interested in this
Without a
much
doubt.
younger girl who's not really his sister by any stretch of the imagination. And if we read it a certain way, he's just been trying to get her out of her room so he can fucking date her this whole time.
Dude, you know how weird I had
This guy's just a pedophile.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's not that much older, but he's still a pedophile.
Yeah.
But it's in the way that he's dealing with the situation. He really feels no resentment at all to doing this, and really is enthusiastic about it. He feels like a sociopath because a normal person would feel some
scary.
agitation at the situation. He feels none. He solely exists as a creature of lust for his sister. That's his only character trait. It's fascinating.
And they really they don't even try to play it off like it's out of just this like brotherly, like that it's just purely out of a sense of duty. Like most shows would.
Right.
Most shows would do
the
that.
Safe way to
No,
go.
this show is just like he wants to fuck his fucking sister, man. He just really wants to.
He really does.
Incredible.
What a legend.
So
so
this
shall
episode,
we? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this episode starts off by introducing us to this new character. First of all, this girl insists on calling her Megumin.
Yep.
And I'm sure you know why this pisses me off.
Is it because there's another Megumin who's
Because
cool?
Megumin was one of the most popular characters in anime right now.
That's
from
true.
Konosuba. How are you just going to introduce this vastly inferior Megumin character?
Okay, well, to be fair, Megumi is a common name, and that whole adding an N to the end thing as like a cutesy thing is fairly common.
Yeah.
So, I don't want to ride their dick too hard on that, but it is quite a coincidence that she's like the most popular character in the world right now from anime.
Yeah.
And here we are with this character who clearly wants to be the most popular character in the world.
Yeah. It's just funny because it's going to backfire on them that like they have this character who no one will ever associate the name Megumin with her. Like,
that's
if
true.
If you say Megumin, it's always going to mean Konosuba.
I would see that being a bigger problem if I remembered anyone's name at all from this show, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Oh, God, man. I hated the music so much.
The music,
like,
the fucking audio cues are over the fucking top. I have never noticed how obnoxious they are as much as in this show. It's so blatant,
it's really
and
bad.
like the transitions are like so little happens visually, and yet the audio translation happens or whatever transition happens. It's such a weird feeling to feel the tone shift like audio wise, but nothing changes on screen. It's bizarre. It's fucking weird.
It's just like, hey guys, we're in a comedy scene now. It's happening.
Yeah.
I hope you can tell because we're playing the wacky music. When
It's
like
like
you
the
said,
guy-
nothing changes at all in the actual writing.
It's like the guy went to like the class for making anime that's like, okay, when you want to shift your tone, you got to change the audio, but he didn't go to the second day when he's like, okay, but then you need to change like the visual style and have like more frenetic things happening on screen to match the tone or any of that shit. They just didn't. You missed that.
This show is, man, the visuals of this are so dry. It is arid, man. It's a desert. Like, this episode is entirely characters standing still and talking.
Yep.
Like, oh, man.
Great. Except that one girl who's just flipping her shit in the middle of that thing. She's not getting her way. At least that was something. That had a pulse.
Elf.
Oh, Elf Yamada or something? Something like that.
She has elf ears.
Oh, yeah, I didn't notice, but she does.
What
a deep character.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Fucking got her. God damn. Roasted.
So, the narrative through line of this episode, the running gag, is that the guy does, in fact, wash his sister's panties.
Yeah.
And I was speculating, because in the last podcast, I was asking about that.
Yeah, you
because
did. Yep.
I found it difficult to imagine that she would allow that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, anime girls always freak out if they know you're washing their panties. So we learned that he is, in fact, doing her laundry, and she's just knowingly been giving him the panties all this time. And apparently he's been really enjoying that.
He fucking loves it. It's what he lives for.
way
You can see it
into
on
it.
his goddamn face. That's his favorite thing. God damn, he's all about it. And you know what? To his credit, that's very consistent with anime characters. So, good job sticking to the script.
By the way, she had some pretty racy panties.
Dude, those fucking pink ones? What the fuck was that about?
Yeah, those were like single string, like, the...
I mean, she is into Arrow shit, so she's probably got a pretty wide knowledge on the subject. I could see her Amazoning in some of that shit or something just to,
I've got 2 pairs of Shimapan in my closet.
There you go.
I don't wear them. My friend Hentai Samurai does.
But, right. The legend.
I've had the experience of ordering panties online. So... Oh, God. The bait, man. This girl, this Megumin girl is just bait. Like, she exists for no purpose other than to, like, mug the camera and go, aren't I cute? Come on. Come on. Come on. You think I'm cute? You fucker. You fucking piece of shit. You think I'm cute? You fuck.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt. there were moments where she made cute expressions like that I found cute, and I legitimately felt physically ill that I found her cute.
I know, right? It's weird.
I felt such a deep sense of hatred for myself. Like, I've never been more disgusted with myself for finding a character attractive than this girl. And I'm a lolicon.
Yeah, that's true. I hear what you're saying. I was not attracted to her at all because her whole performance is super, like, I guess the
Fake.
word's I don't know. The word is like artificial, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just so put on and bizarre and not the way a human being acts. And like, yeah, she is drawn like a cute anime girl. Yes, that's true. But she's just a fucking freak, and not in the good way. She is a freak in the good way as well. But
the thing about it, what I think they're going for with her is that she's supposed to be a normie.
Right.
And so her voice actress, it's weird because she's simultaneously doing the normie voice, because normal girls put on a fake
soft,
cute voice.
Yeah,
they try to act like she in character is putting on a cutesy voice, but it's confusing because she's also doing a cute anime girl voice. So it's like this weird amalgam of like the sound of just hearing a cute anime girl, but also hearing a normie doing a cutesy voice. But it's from a cute anime girl. It's very confusing.
Yeah, it's like Inception.
And it just comes off as it comes off as incredibly forced and obnoxious at the end.
I feel like that was really a deliberate thing done to like make her seem obnoxious. I'm not crazy, right?
I do think it's deliberate. It's just that I think that it would have made more sense if she just sounded like a normie girl doing an obnoxious voice, which is like usually if you see like a gyaru character in anime, they're doing a voice like that, but she's also trying to sound like a cutesy anime girl. So it kind of gets muddled in this weird way,
Yeah. And there's that line that I really appreciated, where they're like, "Oh, but she's not just a normie. She's an otaku too, because she likes One Piece. She's into One Piece." And that's the show giving a big fuck you to me. It's just saying like, "Hey, your show you like, it's fucking garbage. You're a bad person for enjoying
you're
that."
Normie, Nate.
Fuck you, dude.
I knew you'd bring that up.
Of course I would. Fuck. This show went out of its way to just insult anyone who likes One Piece as normie trash. Fuck you, show. Eromanga, that was a real slap in the face. They didn't need to include that. They felt that they went outside their normal. Fuck them. Fuck these people.
I get it. I've had countless times where someone says like, "Oh, you're into anime? I love anime." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, like what do you like?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, Naruto and Bleach."
Yeah.
Like it was never One Piece. It was always Naruto and Bleach. But that's because
America.
One Piece never took up here. But I totally appreciate the sentiment. I just think it's funny that they chose One Piece, which is good.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it was perfect to make me hate the show even more. It was well done.
Yeah. So while we're on the subject of bait, man, this whole speech about dicks, she just starts ranting about how much she loves dicks.
That was.
I have such a complicated feeling about this, like.
I too am getting a feeling so complicated, as Koichi Hirose famously said.
Listening to a young girl say "I love dicks" should be hilarious, and it should be great. But in this context, it's just again, it's like bait. It's like they're looking at me and saying, "Hey, isn't this what you want? Isn't this funny? Isn't this funny? This girl's saying dicks, And granted, it did make me laugh when she said all girls my age love dicks, and he said impossible. That made me laugh. Yeah. But I don't know. It's so forced, It's just finding an excuse to have this girl say dick a bunch of times.
It was so forced.
Like she's literally mugging the camera, like wink, wink, wink. I said dick, ha ha ha. Isn't that funny? I am a little girl and I say dicks.
That scene was so forced. I think this might be the first time in documented history that we can accuse an anime of raping a character from within it. I feel like she was violated by the scriptwriters of this anime. It was not consensual. The things that I saw in this anime, she was taken advantage of. Yeah, like it was so obviously, and like the fact that she ends it with a just kidding, like forget that was part of my character for a minute, forget I ever did that, just don't worry about that. That was just a little thing for you guys to have fun with. That's never going to come up again. I know it's not going to.
No.
God damn.
This show is
not good.
It's just like a bunch of attempts at generating memes. You know?
Yeah.
Like it's constantly just throwing these little tidbits in there and then like looking at you and saying, "Yeah?"
Yeah, that's what it's doing. Unsuccessfully.
And I'll give it the OP has some dancing. Pretty cute.
It's
I'll give
all right.
it cute dance. ED dance is cute when she's in like just a t-shirt. Fan service dance.
Yeah.
I can appreciate.
You know, actually I have a narrative appreciation for that scene, but we'll get to that at the end.
Yeah, man, I've written down here just the syscon levels. It really was incredible that he just admitted it. That he like just told her, like, because he says, like, how could I possibly fall? Because her thing, I guess, is that she was trying to seduce him when she talked about dicks. Because I guess that seduces.
And I don't even really know why to like get him to let her in the house or something. I guess.
I think just because she's a flirt.
This is the kind of girl who will fuck your older brother in order to become your friend. That's what she'll do. If she has to do it, she'll do it.
But probably just the fact that he outright states, I couldn't fall for a girl like this when I have such a beautiful sister, and it's just like, well, you know,
dude,
like,
yeah, that was
what's
fantastic.
The point of even having these? Like, why even pretend this is a harem show at this point? You know, like this is an OTP. He's gonna fuck his sister.
Yeah.
What do we even need these other girls around for? I guess for the audience.
You know, I guess maybe we're supposed to think that the girl is like. No, I was gonna say like maybe we're supposed to think this sister is like shit and like not worthy of him. So like these good girls are legitimate rivals because she's such a piece of trash. But I don't think that's true. The show is not making her look like trash. The show is celebrating her as a god. So you know, I guess not.
Yeah, I mean, I was impressed almost with how fast this show went straight to trash. Like it just wants you to know that it's trash. It's just like, here's a bunch of kids just flirting and being like in a really ostentatious way that's not realistic in the slightest. It's just a bunch of characters like spouting meme garbage at each other.
I don't want to give it quite that much credit. I don't think it's fully aware that it's fucking up as bad as it is and what it's trying to do. Maybe in another episode or two, if they keep this shit up, I'll be unable to defend. You know,
I just felt like it immediately just went, yeah, this is what it is. You know, have fun. We're just going to throw memes at you and girls and, you know, jack off. Just pull out your dick and jack off. Because like, we know you will. It doesn't matter that the show's hideously ugly.
It's like the way that he is just so happy to like do things for his sister feels like they're trying to tell like a touching story about a brother who really cares about his sister. Like I still feel like there's an element to that there. And it makes me uncomfortable in the context of the rest of this dick and panty washing and shit. It's bizarre. It's not cool. It's not cool.
I don't know. I'm actually at this point undecided on if I think this. I mean, I do think the show will try to play up emotional angles because it has no sense of tone whatsoever. Yeah. But I don't know if it's intended to not just be a fan service show. Like this episode just leaned on it so hard. Yeah. Like it was so outright about him like talking about washing his sister's panties and just being like, yeah, my sister's beautiful and I love her and I want to fuck that. Yeah. You know, that at some point I was doing a double take. Like, is this gonna try to mean anything or is this just gonna be a trashy fan service show? Like, it's hard to tell.
Only time will tell. Yeah, but this episode definitely pushed me further to thinking it's just gonna be trash and no. Like, but that'd be weird. Makes so little sense in the context of like a NEET who's been trapped in their room for a year. That's them really going hard on that thing I said last time of like celebrating that or making that like a fun trope to attach to a character with no emotional consequences, which is totally bullshit and doesn't make any sense.
So this girl, because she's a normie, she threatens to. She thinks the best way to get the sister out of the room is to turn off the internet entirely to their house.
And that's when for a split second I thought this might be the hero that this show needed. She's gonna fucking do it. Chop down that internet like Bob before you, please.
Well, I will say I loved that the guy's reaction was so like like so immediately just disgusted with it. But at the same time,
it's consistent.
I don't like this way that it was painted as a normie versus otaku thing. That like she thinks turning off the internet is she's just flippant about it. She's like, oh, whatever, and they're like freaking out, like that's so cruel. How could you ever do that to someone?
I mean, she went on to say how like, I mean, why would you ever use the internet when you have friends in real life? What's the point of the internet? I don't understand. She's over the top with that shit.
I just on the like first of all, I can't believe that normies of that nature exist anymore.
Yeah,
like
yeah. It's a little dated of a character here.
Who do you know in your entire life who would let you turn off their internet? Like what? No Facebook. I mean, I don't know if it's different in Japan. Maybe they don't have a Facebook equivalent over there, or Facebook itself. But like, I don't know any normie who would be willing to go without internet for a while.
Yeah. This feels like an anachronistic character. This person who doesn't understand what the internet. Like, this is a young person who has grown up with the internet their whole life.
Yeah.
So it is bizarre.
Yeah, and because I mean, I thought that was a good idea.
Agreed.
But not because a normie just doesn't understand how heavy of a thing that would be.
Right.
It's like, no, it should be that she completely understands how much that would fuck with them, and that's why they're gonna do it.
Yeah, that's one of the baffling things.
That's why it will work. It's because it will completely ruin her life, and she'll have to leave her room.
That would have A, made more sense, and B, been like they should have discussed this plan. To like, okay, let's seriously talk about how to get your sister out of her fucking room. Cutting down the internet. Yeah. That'll do it. But they treat it like a joke that she even suggested that, where I think that's actually something worth discussing. Except maybe the fact that this guy, I really think, wants to have this kind of bizarre, fetishistic control over his sister's every waking moment, and she can depend on him while locked in that room. Maybe he's going to try to fight against anything that saves her from that room. Maybe he's going to take the dark route,
Your reading of this is getting so dark, but I totally can see it. Like, I can't even deny that it feels that way.
That's how I'm interpreting this whole show. Like, every moment he's not thinking about how to get her out, that's him actively keeping her there to control her, and now at the end of the episode where there's like contention about like who's going to do the art, he's going to need that control over her. So maybe he forgets to bring home food one day.
Skipping ahead a little, how fucking pathetic was it when he was just banging on her door begging her not to abandon him?
Yeah,
and that he was gonna just let her draw for the other book too. Like, she can't do both.
Well,
I really thought he was going to be noble about it and be like, you know what? That other author's better than me and deserves this art of my sister. My sister deserves to work on a good project. No, he just fucking begs her not to do it. So yeah, maybe he is just trying to keep her under his control. And
it
not
feels that way, dude. And by the way, even more pathetic about that scene is when she hears him knocking and opens the door to say like, what the fuck are you knocking about? He just pussies out and is like, no, forget it. Forget I ever say anything. Kill me.
But specifically what I have written down is fucking pathetic retard. That's what he felt like.
All he was going and shrieking about shit, and he didn't even explain himself afterwards. So now you just look like a fucking idiot. So yeah, way to go, dude.
This guy is the worst.
He is the fucking worst. And he's even worse because, like, and this was kind of bizarre, like, later when he goes to get his manuscripts read, apparently all the ones he'd made, remember, he had written 6 volumes ahead of time and written anime adaptations. They were all garbage, and they didn't want any of them at all, so that's cool. Way to go, dude. Maybe you should have had them read your first volume before writing 3 or 6.
It was really weird because the first episode had kind of suggested that he was successful. That like
that's the thing.
I feel like they're just changing. He's had like 2 books that have run, I think, like 2 series that have run.
I think
and
so,
one of them is popular enough that he's got all these posters. Like they kind of suggested that it was successful. But then in this episode, they suggest the exact opposite. That it like the book doesn't sell at all, and no one really cares about him. And
I really got the sense.
Again.
Yeah, I really got the sense that they have in this episode. They've just decided, okay, for like a bit in the last episode, okay, he's going to be successful for this bit. Now it's time for a new bit. We need him to no longer be successful. Let's just change what he is now. I feel like they pulled something like that.
I mean, maybe I just didn't fully understand it in the first episode, but like
I feel like he's less
they have
popular
all the posters
than we
and calendars and stuff just makes it feel like, I mean, when you've got a successful book, I feel like it's a lot easier to get another one launched,
Well, is it successful in the sense that it's sold well? Because getting it published, I'm sure, is one hurdle. but then getting people to buy it. I don't know.
That's what I'm wondering. This
yeah.
second episode suggests that it did not sell, even though the first episode kind of suggested that people at least cared about it.
Maybe we read into it too much.
Yeah, I don't know. It's odd. I have written here, the pandering is through the roof.
Yeah.
I skipped a note. Okay, Megumin is trying to do this gambit to get the little sister Eromanga-sensei out of her room, and she starts she realizes that she's listening in, so she starts flirting with the brother, just assuming that that's going to piss off the sister. But why would you ever assume that? Yeah, most sisters do not give a single fuck about what their brother is doing.
Well, now, granted, in anime they do, I guess.
She does seem to have it in her head that the two of them are in an illicit relationship just because they live alone.
I don't know why she would.
Because I guess that's how her mind works.
That must be it.
Yeah, she just showed up to the house immediately assuming that they were doing some kind of weird sex shit. Because
as soon as she heard that they weren't related or met him or something, I guess she just knew. She looked in his eyes and saw he was a fucking monster. Yeah. She knows what he's after.
She's not wrong. Yeah, I just don't know why she would assume that. And
I wouldn't know why she would want to take her place and fuck this guy.
Yeah, I feel like this show takes place in a world where this kind of stuff is just normal. Where it just makes sense to everybody that he would want to fuck his sister because that's just how this world is. How did she even know she doesn't know that the sister's beautiful or anything, For all she knows, she could be a fucking monster. Yeah.
Had she met her and wanted to?
I don't think so.
Okay, I could be wrong.
I got the impression she's just a class president who has her on the register and wants her to come to school.
I thought they were in the same class, and the idea was that she had met her once or the previous year, but she hadn't shown up for a long time, and now she wants to be friends. It doesn't matter either way.
Yeah. So I thought it was so odd that she can immediately deduce that flirting with the brother's the way to go, and it's gonna piss off the sister.
Yeah.
Like that's normal in any universe that a sister gives a single fuck that her brother. If anything, she'd just not want to hear it.
Yeah.
Not that she'd get all flustered and banging on the floor and shit. I don't remember why I wrote the pandering is through the roof, but I mean.
Well, that is true in general.
There's plenty of reasons I could have. Do you have any notes at this point?
I mean, for this specific thing, I do have one note, and this has been bothering me since last episode. You know how in anime they always have the people making the noises all the fucking time. This guy makes the most annoying ones I've ever heard in my life. They are all over the place, and they are just so obnoxious to me. It probably just has something to do with him being such an obnoxious character, but they're really grate on my ears, and I hope that he stops.
I hate his voice actor, Yoshitsugu Matsuoka.
Yeah.
He played Kirito.
A legend.
He's known for screaming.
Oh, good.
Kirito spends about 50% of his time talking in this really lame, weak-sounding gay boy voice, and the other half of his time just screaming at the top of his lungs. And so far, this character's pretty similar. He's always either really soft or just losing his fucking mind.
I feel like that should only be done in a purely gag series, a crazy gag series. And this is a little bit more grounded and does not. It's all wrapped up in the problems with the tone. Does not work.
So around 14 minutes into this episode, I wrote down, I understand how this will last 12 episodes. Because
of course.
In episode 1, I was questioning how they could possibly get 12 episodes out of a girl sitting in a room. And now I realize that the answer is just make the scenes last forever.
Yep.
This entire episode is 2 scenes. There's
three. There's 3 total.
Sure, yeah. The first 14 minutes of the episode
is
this girl comes to the house and tries to convince the sister to leave her room by flirting with the brother. That lasts 14 fucking minutes of characters just standing around talking. Then there's a part where he goes to there's 4 scenes. He goes to the bookstore.
Right, yeah.
And he gets made fun of. Then he goes to the office and talks to the elf girl. Then he goes home and begs his sister not
to fuck him from behind the door, right?
Right. And so, but that first scene just goes on for so fucking long. to no avail. Like, who the hell cares?
God, they pull out. They do this fucking Rube Goldberg machine plan of like, oh, hang up the phone. I'll talk on my headpiece. Oh no, she can't know that I'm talking on my fucking headpiece. Oh, I'll call her on my phone and you won't know. Oh, I'll hang up, but you can hold your phone and she'll overhear me talking about how much I'm gonna fuck my sister. God, it was. Shut up. Shut up. Just stop. Move along. This took so fucking long and was. It like if it was funny, that would have solved everything, but it wasn't funny at all. So
the one thing I did find entertaining about that part is that usually, because this is a very common trope in this kind of show, that the main character is forced to give an explanation of why he likes the main female, and usually what happens is he'll start off with a bunch of insults.
Right.
He'll say like, "Oh, like how would you describe her?" He'll be like, "Oh, she's arrogant, conceited. She makes me do everything. You know, she's a real bitch." And then you see the girl
they
like
get
getting
mad
angry,
and they're like, "Oh, and then, fuck this guy."
And then he goes, "But she's
and
also
then the music
got a sweet
changes.
side."
The music changes, gets all soft and
But in this scene, he just praises her the whole time. He's just immediately like, "Oh, she's beautiful. She's smart. She's perfect. I have literally no problems with her." And I'm like, "Really, dude? You got no problems with that girl?
Fucking rules your life, dude. You're a slave." I think he's just into it. That's what it must be.
He saw her once and then not again for a year. Like, in that first episode, there's this hint of like he was attracted to her when he first saw her, but really, like, that whole first episode was really trying to give us the sense that he had mostly like a parental attraction to her, that like he wanted to be a good brother figure, and this episode is just he wants to fuck.
Well, dude,
he
you know what
thinks
it is.
She's perfect. He doesn't know anything about her.
No, he knows one important thing. He knows that she's into hentai. That means she's DTF, dude. He's gonna get in that. The door's open.
Why was he so eager to explain to this random normie girl that his sister draws porn?
Dude,
she's so good at porn.
He's looking for an outlet. Oh, okay. Well, about the porn thing specifically,
he emphasized it again and again.
You'd think you'd keep that on the down low because, like, she clearly wants to protect her identity. He just didn't give a fuck. He's just looking to gush about this girl in any way he can think of all the time. He's a madman.
Let me just tell your classmates how good of porn you draw.
Your fucking middle school classmates of your sister. Dude, stop. It's probably not even legal to draw porn if you're like that young. Or maybe it is, I don't know.
Very possible. I wouldn't know.
Then again, she doesn't actually seem to
I'm going to assume it is legal just because our mutual friend Munchie draws lots of dicks.
That's true. Hey, does she actually draw porn, though? Or I was just thinking about this. Or does she just draw, like, etchy shit? Like,
well, in this episode, what he was saying suggested that she does draw erotic art.
Yeah,
but, I don't know if that means porn at all. I mean, she's called Eromanga-sensei.
I'm going to assume she does, even though we haven't actually seen any. I'm just going to assume. It seems reasonable.
So I don't know if you caught this at all, but when he goes to the light novel store, I guess just a bookstore, but he goes to the light novel section, and they've got a display, and it's all Dengeki Bunko light novels.
Boy!
Of course. So at the very top is Sword Art Online.
Of course.
Like that's like the top shelf one, and they've got like Toradora and some other stuff. I didn't get a good enough look at it, but he goes over and he's like, what a good lineup.
I did not notice that.
Oh, man,
fuck yeah, dude. Great. Fuck yeah. That's brand loyalty. I'm all about that. Holy shit. Yes.
What could be better? So, yeah.
At last, I found the perfect lineup on this bookshelf. It's like a sign from God. Oh, man. That's awesome.
I can't wait. I can't wait for Eromanga-sensei to become an assist in Dengeki Bunko fighting.
Oh hell yeah, dude! She's gonna whine on the floor and get him to like fight the opponent for her. It's gonna be great.
She
I can't
probably
wait.
will like stomp. Like she'll probably stomp on opponents. That would actually be pretty adorable.
By
I guess
the way,
I should have known this would be a Dengeki Bunko thing since Ore no Emoto was.
That's true. I do want to say about that scene in the bookstore. So when they're there, the guy sees like this more popular series and he gets all self-conscious and looks to see how many of his books have sold, and none of them have. So he lays them on top of the ones that are being displayed right now, and he gets shit on for that. But this was the scene that most had a pulse in the whole thing, and I actually found myself sort of interested and just like, okay, here's a creator undergoing a creative struggle. He's not having the success he wants. He's trying to, he's just frustrated and doing this goofy shit. It was a comedic thing, but touched a real nerve that I can relate to about not having your work appreciated on a grand scale enough. And that was good,
I can appreciate that.
I like that. And that carries on to the next scene when he goes to see the girl.
It's something I would do.
Yeah.
I would go and move my books. And
that's street justice.
Even if I was more successful than what he is, I would still totally do that.
Local authorities have arrested a homeless man putting Digibro's books on top of other books in the local bookstores.
I have written here, bookstore girl is tolerable. Because she didn't come across as a just giant meme. Like, she seemed like... I mean, she didn't really do anything, but she's she's running a store. She's running a fucking business.
I respect that. She's got a job.
She's just a person. She's just a person in this world full of fucking memes.
In this cadre of untouchables, she stands as the one unsullied individual. So good for you, girly.
Also, there was like a high school friend of his who just showed, or is that her?
That was her. Yeah, friend. That's her.
Was there another character who showed up?
There are no other characters in this entire anime.
So then we get to the publishing company, which has a big sign for ASCII Media Works in the background, which is probably the production company behind this anime.
Yeah,
because ASCII is a real company. Yeah, and there's just this fucking raging idiot generic lolly bitch.
She's the one who wrote the books that are more popular than his. It's a connection. Oh, brilliant.
She's just such a...
she was horrible. I immediately hated her.
Non-character. Like,
yeah.
She's just a fucking... Like,
she's just a big
not
trope.
even a meme. Like, whereas the other girl was a living meme, this girl is just a purely generic stock angry... lolly bitch character. Like, that's
little
she
princess.
Was just the most perfectly generic character imaginable. You could have every one of her actions and moments of dialogue you've seen before, probably hundreds of times.
But they subverted it by people not putting up with her shit and saying you're not actually that cool.
I thought you were gonna say they subverted it because she has elf ears.
I wish I had. That would have been better.
But yeah, God, so much of this show is just ugly.
Yeah,
and
she was not attractive. She actually was very unattractive. I thought her hair did not look good. It was weird.
Definitely a much worse character design than the other characters.
Agreed.
Which are not incredible. None of the design work in the show, stands up to previous work from Kanzaki Hiro.
Everyone in Oraimo looks better than anyone in this show. In my opinion.
I mean, I thought orange-haired girl was kind of cute, and little sister's cute in the right outfit, but neither of them is like, I'm gonna rush. Like, I already saw them selling figures of Eromanga-sensei, and I'm like, you're counting your chickens before they hatch there. Like,
well, the manga's been out for a while, I guess. Or I mean, the light novel. Yeah.
Still,
I'm not surprised. It seems like they make the fucking figures before the anime's even aired, before they know, if anyone even likes it.
Really depends.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. By the way, there's a lot of light novel art in this show.
Yep.
Like, it'll show a light novel, and it'll have like that very definitive light novel style of art. And of course, the main character, Eromanga-sensei, draws light novel art. I don't think she's that good.
I don't know. I think she's okay. I don't have much of an eye for this shit.
Her art just kind of looks generic. It just
looks
like
I agree.
Light novel art, and they're acting like she's this master of erotic manga.
That's
that she
true.
draws the sexiest girls in the world. And all I could think was, wouldn't it be so much better if they had actually gotten like a popular porn artist to draw her parts?
That would have been cool. That would have been a cool idea.
Like I don't know, Tony Taka. Is he still popular?
I don't know.
He's from way back. Who's a more recent popular
who does these? I don't fucking know. I don't keep track of this shit.
Action. any popular.
Just go to fucking Comic-Cat and go to the Dojin section and find the hottest one and say, you, be an anime for me.
Like, it's the fact that she's specifically known for drawing erotic art, that she's supposed to be able to draw really hot girls. I mean, at the very least, they could have gotten, like, the Infinite Stratos artist, who I don't think I don't like their designs at all, but like that's what they're known for, is the hot girls. But I don't know, her designs don't look hot to me. They just look like fucking light novel characters.
You know what it is? They definitely look like light novel characters, and they have like little clothing going on, and like I'm able to then just believe that the characters find them really, really attractive in universe, and then I don't think about it anymore.
I just think it would have been, because of the fact that the series goes for kind of a cutesy art style, where it's not like the art style of this show is not very sexual. It's more like it's obviously full of fan service, but it's more cutesy moe fan service. If they had gone all out on making the light novels look like really erotic, or like making it look like she draws really sexy characters, then I'd buy into it, and it would be kind of cool, because you'd have the sense of like, even if I don't like her personality, if I appreciated her art, I would actually probably get invested in the character, just because I feel like I care about them as an artist.
I agree. I definitely agree. And now that I think about it, like, imagine if she draws, like, she likes this, like, bunny girl from the one from the series the guy wrote or something. What if she was into, like, big, voluptuous woman with, big curves, and, like, that made her stand out from the crowd of just mindless,
or just any
endless
taste. If she had any really specific thing she was into, like, I'm trying to think of a good example of this. A good example, a recent anime called Stella no Maho. This is kind of an opposite example, but in that show, it's about these young high school girls who are trying to become game developers.
Right.
And the main character girl is trying to be the illustrator, but the only thing she's really amazing and passionate at is drawing middle-aged men, because she's just she thinks middle-aged men are super cool. She's got a total dad complex. Oh, you saw that show?
I watched one episode for something.
Yeah. So yeah, like that's kind of her thing, is that like throughout the show she has to try to learn to draw other styles, but she's amazing at drawing middle-aged men, and it's a great little
that's way better than this shit.
Trait. Yeah, like if she had if it was more than, like, they keep insisting that she draws great erotic art, but I haven't seen any great erotic art.
I hear
the thing she drew in episode 1 I did not find attractive in the slightest. This girl with no ass showing off her ass. Just odd.
Yeah, that's true. Now that's if anything, it's a missed opportunity at the very least.
Yeah. I have written down that the sister did look cute in her pajamas, though. I just like pajamas.
Pajamas are pretty cute. I pretty much.
I think we both. I think we've discussed this before, that you and I both have.
We had a great awakening at the same time.
For the same reason.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because of Nina Mori Eri from Fooly Cooly episode 3.
There's never been a hotter scene in any anime of all time. Present them to me, friends. Much of my teen years
was dedicated to that scene.
Yep.
Probably
where I got my glasses fetish from too. Probably that scene. Yeah.
Same here. There were moments in this episode that made me laugh out loud. And I'm not going to say like it was on accident. Like, the scenes were intended to be funny, and I laughed. And the funniest was when the fucking arrogant lolly girl screams, "I am light novel."
Yeah. I am Japan. That's her version of I am Japan.
Or I am Gundam. I don't know if you know that one.
Yeah. Well, I had a good laugh at one other moment, which was just when he meets the girl for the first time, and she's just talking shit on him hard, and he just says like, "I fucking hate you. I'm gonna go cover up all your books at every fucking bookstore in the world." When he was just muttering under his breath about this like passive aggressive shit, that made me laugh a little bit. That was the funniest part to me.
I loved I Am Light Novel just because I do appreciate, and I think the show also appreciates this, though I'm not entirely sure because they didn't make it very clear yet if they do, that she's incredibly proud of this dubious honor of being the best light novel author. Like, light novels which are inherently shit and like she's so proud of like bringing in this new era of light novels, and I am light novels. It's like, you don't want to be light novels.
I hear what you're saying.
Something to be proud of.
I would like it if that's what they're doing. I sort of feel more like they're just making her look like a dummy with this one series that used to be good. But our main character is going to show the world how glorious, light novels really are, or really can be.
I really wish this show, like, I think this show on some level is like hard on light novel authors and light novels, but it needs to be a lot harder. Like, I would love it if this show just went full blood, like full all out on just being like, yeah, light novels are shit. Like the fact that even the main character has a reverence for his fellow light novels is just like,
that's the thing.
No.
I don't think they're going down that road. I don't think they got the stones.
So the last note I have is, this nigga upset he can't watch undies no more.
Dude, the very last thing on the screen is the girl, his sister, says, by the way, the whole underwashing thing, I'm gonna wash my own underwear, so, enough with that. And he is fucking devastated. His life is over. That's what he lived for. Oh my god, dude, watch us now. He cuts the internet. Now he stops bringing her food. Now he fucking starves her out of there. This is the final straw. Oh my god.
Like, all throughout the episode, I was consistently shocked by how much he legitimately wants to fuck his sister.
Yeah.
But then in that scene, it was like, it was so far beyond what I ever imagined that he was going to be legit.
With no argument to the contrary. It is 100% clear he really wants to fuck his sister, and he loves washing her panties. It's his favorite fucking thing.
He was straight devastated.
Devastated.
Like, like he just found out that he just found out his book got canceled.
This is worse news than when his parents died. This is way worse. Yeah. This is a real blow to a guy like him.
All right. That's the end of my notes. I know you said you wanted to say more about the ED or whatever.
Okay, just to give the show credit, I was thinking about it, but like the ED, I noticed, so they set up like, I'm going to go wash my own underwear. And then the ending scene was her washing, in the washroom, washing her clothes. And I was like, that's cool.
I also appreciated that, and I didn't pay attention during the first episode's ED, so did she not do that in the first one, or?
I don't know. I'm going to look right now, though. I've got it right here.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Because I looked up and I was like, oh, this is a cute scene of her like actually doing her panties, but is this just the ED, or is this like specific to this episode?
I think they did that thing where they used the opening as the ending for the first episode.
Oh, that
I believe, it looks like that's what it was. So well done. That was nice. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, the OP of the show, it was just kind of generic. It had some cute dancing in it. It felt weirdly like a ripoff of the Haruhi OP because of all the stars and like the people running across the screen and all that. Like it had a lot of the same beats, but
now that you mention it, that's true.
I did really like the ED. I liked the dance. It just had this very poppy animation to it. I feel like this is probably one of those things where it's one animator did the whole thing.
Probably.
Some Sakuga guy can confirm or deny this, but yeah, whoever did the ED, it's nice. It looks good, unlike the rest of the show, which looks like sin. Yeah, that's all my notes. You got any more?
We pretty much covered everything. I'm tapped out.
All right, everybody. Well, we've managed to get 50 minutes out of episode 2, just as long as episode 1. I really didn't I don't know if it's gonna be like this every episode.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know how long it can stay this way, but we're going all out. We're trying to wring every single ounce of conversation out of this fucking show.
Out of this 10 out of 10 anime of the year, anime of all time.
Join us next week, probably same day, early morning Sunday, and we'll see you then.
Bye-bye, everybody.